We've made it to Friday afternoon. This is private practice, the time of the week when I actually hear myself cheering. All those voices that have been in my head all week telling me uncomfortable things or ugly things or critical things are right now going, yay, we have to think about this for a few hours, preferably 2 days, yay. I have been looking forward to the finish of today since about 7 a.m. this morning when I tried to wake up, and that just did not go well for me today. It's been tough to slog through today, let me assure you. And my brain has not wanted to do the synapse meeting things. And I put a post up earlier about not knowing how to perform corpse pose, a relaxation pose in my yoga class. You lie on the floor, people, on your back. It's not that hard. And then I got my left and my right mixed up, and then I nearly had a driving incident, and I've been sending people emails with only half the information that they've requested in it. Just brain. Didn't want a brain today. Hello, Jill Johnson Young, who is writing, who's been asked to speak at an event, but the process by which she has to share the information makes it look like that she's running for political office. Really? Hope it's going well, Jill, and that you got sufficient chocolate into you to be able to complete all of that. Oh, my lordy. What are we going to celebrate this week? I would love to hear your celebrations of the week. I have noted a few things down. For me, those things have been that I haven't started anything new. That's possibly what I've been celebrating for the last month, but that's a big deal for me, which makes Sophie very happy. So we are into the final 3 weeks before my husband and I go to Europe. And I set myself the challenge to get this business operating well without me. And we've seen some really cool things happen in terms of systems and processes and people standing up and taking greater weight, and me needing to get out of the way. That has been the biggest learning for me thus far. Once I worked out that I needed to get out of the way and that other people were actually competent, not that I doubted their competence, I just felt like I should be doing things that they are actually capable of doing, then it's freed me up to actually finish, complete, make sure that I'm doing things thoroughly, make sure that I'm checking things off the list, making sure that I've got things set up. So in the past, I have been on this journey of learning how to not work with urgency all the time. I've talked about this in previous videos where I wanted to break that pattern of behavior in myself and become a lot more strategic about what needs to be done. Well, I can assure you that here I am in the middle of July, and for the last 3 weeks, I've been preparing for, when do I get back? The 21st of October. Not when I get back from Europe. So I'm going to Europe, then I'm back for a little while, and then I'm going to be in LA. What am I doing in LA? Well, I'm speaking at Therapy Reimagined. I'm also running a 2-day Success Mindset Masterclass, which you can find details on my website because you want to be there, because really cool people like Jill are going to be there. It's going to be fabulous. Anywho, not a marketing spiel sales plug for the Success Mindset Masterclass, although it's now starting to feel like one. I guess my celebration is seeing the effects on myself and my business when I do the things that need to be done, which is get out of the way, when I allow myself to finish projects and not try and take on more and more things. I think for me, wanting to start new projects is my shiny object. I don't necessarily need to go and buy new things or go to training, but I want to start a new project. And there's something in that for me about being deadline driven, about having a certain amount of stress in my life to help me perform, or that's the story I'm telling myself. But it's actually becoming quite enjoyable to be in this business and in this life of mine when I'm actually feel like I'm doing projects and completing projects well. I'm really good at developing a plan, not always so great at the execution of it. So what else has been able to be celebrated this week? I would love to know what you're celebrating this week. Jill, you're celebrating that your application is done. Yay. That's really cool. One of our colleagues, Jill and my colleagues, Dr. Amy, we discovered this week that she's been speaking at Capitol Hill, and for me that was a really big deal because I only know Capitol Hill in the US from what I see on television, but apparently it's a really big deal. So she's been invited. This is not the first time it's happened, and she gets to speak to people about the effects of mental health on our young people and children, and she's got quite a strong voice and influence. So Amy, I am celebrating that with you this week. I think that is just fantastic. Okay, just going to have a check here to see if there's any other comments that we're going to be celebrating. Jill is also celebrating that Friday is here. She's going to take the Southern Hemisphere's Friday and take that's what's going on for her. Kelsey Pope, lovely to see you here again this afternoon. I wonder what you're celebrating. Did somebody get offered a new job? That might be a really cool thing to celebrate this week. Ha ha ha. I know all of this stuff about people. Beck Harnett, and I am getting used to the surname change. I wonder what you're celebrating this week. Have your kids gone back to school? Did you find a new home? What else could you be celebrating? That I gave you another part of a project to complete that has to do with statistics and stuff, just knowing all well that Beck's going to get it done because she excels at that sort of stuff, and I don't have to pretend that I'm a statistician or an academic because I got people in my world who are good at that stuff. Let's celebrate that, shall we? Yes, Jill Johnson-Young, we are cheering Amy. Kelsey Pope is off to Utah this weekend. Okay, that's in the middle, isn't it? I am trying really hard not to be rude or ignorant about that. Just the United States is humongous. So I hope Utah is interesting and fun and interesting and fun. I don't know what anyone does in Utah.
Rock climb.
Rock climb. Sophie was actually miming rock climbing for me. That was very interesting. I'm not fast enough to swing the camera around, so you could have all enjoyed that. Sophie is enjoying the fact that I have told her that I won't be working at all this weekend, because often on a Monday morning she'll come to work and her inbox must feel like it's exploded, because I'll often spend a few hours on the weekend feeling like I'm catching up, and then poor Sophie ends up needing to catch up from Joe catching up. So she's excited to know that there's no room in my weekend to work this weekend. So if you think I'm doing that, I'm not doing that. Kelsey is going hiking in Utah, and Jill Johnson-Young is telling me that it's next door. So I'm assuming that means it's next door to California. So not quite in the middle. Good fun, everybody. Yes, I'm taking the weekend off. I am going to go and belatedly celebrate my niece's birthday with her tomorrow. We're going on a date to go hang out in bookshops because we both love to read. How cool is that? And then Sunday, I've got a few social things happening around my church family. And I think my book will need reading sometime on Sunday as well. So welcome to the Slide Into the Weekend, people. Congratulations, Beck, on just feeling good this week. What a great thing to celebrate. I am looking forward to connecting with you all again next week. I've got a couple of speaking gigs happening next week, and I've just discovered today that one of the I'm speaking for ACAP next week, and they've got 230 people registered. That could be the biggest room I've spoken in, which is awesome because it's actually a webinar. So I don't have to get intimidated and try and imagine all those people naked or anything crazy like that. Very cool. Alrighty, people, as we move into the weekend, make sure you do something to look after yourself. Make sure you reach out to those that you love and let them know how much you love and appreciate them. And most of all, make sure you find some time to do something that replenishes you. I am looking forward to hanging out with my niece. She is going to replenish my soul. She is really good like that. Until next week, go be your awesome self.